Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Candid Conversations with Liddy and Laine.
Hey y'all, we are actually just making it back. Today is a very special day. It's Liddy's birthday. So we went out of town and the goal was to, I'll hold it. The goal was to release a video, but y'all, we were working on some exciting things that I think we will share at a later time on video. But nonetheless, we wanted to speak about not giving kids the proper tools when we as parents give them a task. So Lydia, if you can tell me what you talked about in the car as far as like the expectation that was put on you as far as like how to read, not how to read, but what you're.
Okay, so there was once a period of time in my life where I wasn't the best reader. And so my dad would basically just tell me that I needed to read more books, but at the time he never read with me. And the only time that I ever really read was at school.
About how old were you? Do you remember?
This was probably third grade. So how old are third graders?
9,
yeah,
10.
So he never really read with me. There's only one experience ever where I can remember him actually reading with me, and then shortly after I ended up getting in trouble. So not my fondest memory.
Well, I just want to also small caveat about her father. It is harder for people that have English as a second language. And her father is very intelligent. He speaks, I don't know how many languages. I'm not trying to trust me, I ain't trying to give him no excuse. But I'm just saying, people sometimes that English as a second language is not, maybe they can speak it, but reading may be more challenging. So we just want to consider that. But so you were saying that he had the expectation for you to read better. What was wrong with your reading?
It wasn't that I couldn't read, but I oftentimes read like a robot, and I just struggled with maybe breath, or sometimes when I miss so many words, I kind of get discouraged and not want to. So at the time, he just wanted me to become a better reader, and it was very difficult because I was so young, and he never read with me, so there was not really help. And obviously, I didn't really want to read at the time because I wasn't good at it. So I just didn't want to do something I wasn't good at. And he had set the standard for me to become a better reader, and he just didn't help me at all.
So he just expected you to just read good because he set the standard, because he told you that you need to read. And that's just what it was.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Did you ever ask him to read with you?
I never did.
Did you ever ask for help?
No.
And I mean, to a kid's defense, a lot of times I think that, and this is something that I discovered that she has about me, it's like a complex that every kid, their parent, no matter how horrible a parent the parent is, the kid always wants to please the parent. So sometimes in trying to please the parent, they don't want to ask no dumb questions. They don't want to, because they want to please. They just want to, have the high side of the expectations and not showcase the deficiencies that they have, because that's not what the kid may perceive that the parent wants. What do you think about that?
I agree with that. Sometimes it's just I don't want to ask the wrong question, and it's just like fireworks. It's just kind of an explosive reaction. So definitely, I think sometimes that could be the case.
Mm-hmm. And I was thinking of an example of which, and this is me. I'm a big time person. I don't like to run late. I don't like to rush. And so when I tell Liddy, hey, we're about to go somewhere, I'm on my way, be ready. She knows I don't like to wait. She knows I don't like to wait. So one thing that I notice about myself having the expectation of a kid to be on time. But then what I saw that I was doing was, okay, well, I'm asking you to be ready, but then I don't give you no warning. I don't say, oh, well, I'm 10 minutes away, or I, you know, how can a kid succeed or meet expectations when they don't have all the information required to do so? And I think that was the biggest frustration that you mentioned, as far as like the reading aspect. You didn't have all the tools you needed in order to satisfy the task that was being asked of you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I would just encourage parents to just think in a different way. And we were talking about this in the car too. Like, maybe we have too high expectations of how the kids rationalize information and how they piece things together. Whereas an adult, we run on autopilot half the time. It's not like we have to process information. Like I said, half the time we do things out of repetition, but a kid is not going to have that luxury because they just haven't had the experience. And then even if they have had the experience, it takes even more experience to put two and two together. So I want to encourage all of us parents to just think about the type of learning style that our kid has. I was mentioning to Liddy, like, most of these kids today, they're kinesthetic learners, and they're, what's the other kind? Kinesthetic, and they're, dang, what was it? Mm-hmm. Do you remember?
Was it physical?
Yeah, it was physical, but I'm having a brain fart right now. Kinesthetic, and I can't remember. Sorry, you all. Maybe I'll think of it and I'll write it somewhere, but most of the children are not auditory learners. They're not. So you can tell a kid something till you're blue in the face, but half the time they're not getting it because their learning style is not by the ear. Half the time they have to be doing things with their hands, or they have to be moving. And that's why I feel like getting a child instruction is only half of the battle. You have to actually show them. Invest the time to show them to do something. Like she said, she felt like, as far as the reading, she would have been more successful if the time was actually spent on developing that with her, as opposed to just verbally, okay, read better. So anyway, adults, let's do better. Our kids, we have such high expectations and high hopes, but I mean, that goes with anything. You can't expect anything to get accomplished if it's not clearly defined. Mm-hmm. Do you have any last thoughts, Liddy?
The last thing that I'd probably have to say is that I really just wish that he could just spend time with me reading, because I just felt like he really just said it, and then it wasn't like reinforced to where he was like reading with me because I was like so young. Mm. So I think that was like the only difficult part.
Yeah. And that goes back to my old saying, charity starts at home. So you guys, thank you so much for joining us. And we are looking forward. Let's make the announcement. Bug doesn't know about this announcement, but we really want to continue to grow our following so that on YouTube we can do lives. We have, I think, 3 followers right now, and we don't despise small beginnings. I'm grateful for our 3 followers. I appreciate you all. But we want to go live. Like this weekend, we had so much fun. Now, we went on Instagram. My Instagram with Mastermind Consulting. I'll put the link in the description here. We went live there, but we want our followers on YouTube to be able to see what we're doing and partake in our excitement and share that experience with y'all. So, look, if you know anybody with kids, can y'all share our channel, please? Please. Liddy, make sure you tell your friends about this channel, too. I don't care what they say. Because, look, we do want to go live. And, YouTube, they ain't trying to let every Tom, Dick, and Harry on live. You have to have a certain amount of followers, and it's just, lingo. So, you guys, we appreciate the support. We really do. And at the end of this, I'm just a single parent. I'm not a single parent. I am a more like a shared custody parent, and I'm trying to strengthen the relationship with my kid. You know, the prevalence of divorce and separation is high. So at the end of this, what my goal is with these candid conversations with my own daughter is that we inspire conversations that you may not normally have with your children. And like I said, charity starts at home. So the change that we want to see in the world, we have to impact our households first. Would you agree?
I do.
Are you sure? Okay, I just want to make sure you wasn't just saying that. But anyway, you guys take care. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Bye.